Welcome to episode 3 of my Sicily Chronicles, where we move on to a sailboat for a week. Truly one of the most special experiences of my life.
It's too long. Won't you come back to me? If I did you wrong, I'll make it right, you see. Back to my arms, I would give anything.
It was one of our feistier train rides, I'd say.
Can someone pass me some water? Please.
We arrived to the marina with our big-ass bags, much to our skipper's despair. He did not show it, but I know my XL luggage is every person's worst nightmare, let alone every boater's worst nightmare. I promise I helped lug it on.
But when you were mine, that's how it all took.
This is the bathroom. So a little backstory, because what the heck are we doing on a sailboat? My mom grew up on boats in Lake Michigan. My grandparents have taken Mila and I on trips across the lake so many times. It's such a big part of my memories of growing up and visiting them in Wisconsin. In many ways, my mom's side of the family just has a water gene, if you will. My mom's cousin in San Diego lives on a sailboat. I actually think San Diego may have been the first time my dad went sailing, and since then it's just always been something he's wanted to try. So a week before we went to Italy, he headed to Malta and took a sailing course in preparation for this week aboard Alkmaar. It was so special to witness my parents, and my dad especially, experiencing this dream week aboard such a beautiful sailboat where family time was uninterrupted and was frankly a bit unavoidable. Welcome to the boat. Mila and I quickly adapted to getting ready in a true shoebox bathroom. It's packed up in my suitcase, which is impossible to open on this boat. The guy must have seen my suitcase and been like, oh god.
This bitch.
This is our bathroom. Ow.
This is our bathroom.
Our shower and our toilet. Gonna go walk around, check out the marina, check out the beach, take in the golden hour. I'm excited to be on the boat. We're gonna be able to swim, walk around. I love that I'm wearing wool socks right now as I'm profusely sweating. Okay, let's go. We were docked at Porto Rosa the first night and decided to take a beach walk in the evening.
Why never did I find you? All that's left inside, it's a burden in my heart, and tears I haven't cried. I will move on, but not till the day I die. So if you are gone, this is my last goodbye. But if you come back,
I've had a hard time feeling like I'm on vacation because my mind never shuts off. Being by the ocean, hearing the waves, being in the sun like this, I feel it. I feel like I'm on vacation and I feel good. It took me so much to get into this mindset of just being able to be present and enjoy the absolute beauty of my surroundings with my family. Earlier night, I'm exhausted. Look up what. Grazie. We grabbed pizzas at the marina afterwards, and the setting really helped plunge me into vacay mode with the table settings, the parasols, and the marina music. Got my first margarita of the trip, and second last. It was great, but I just am such a pasta girl, honestly. It literally smells like fart. I did my skincare. The water smells like fart. See you in the morning, our first day of sailing. I ended my night with a book in bed, Wave by Sonali Duraniagala. I am cozy. One of the most incredibly raw and honest books I have ever read, about grieving the loss of her entire family in a tidal wave. She lost her husband, 2 kids, and parents all in the span of a few minutes, and she is so honest about the hardships she underwent as a result of coping and coming to accept it. It's heart-wrenching, but also heartwarming. The way she talks about her loved ones is so beautiful beautiful, and you can really see the stages of grief she experiences throughout the chapters and how she learns to remember them in ways that aren't too painful. I highly recommend. The first night of sleep is always the most brutal because you're learning to sleep on water. Your body isn't used to the rock of the boat and the sounds, the creaking and waves crashing against the mast, if that's even what it's called. I don't even know. Naturally, I slept like shit. Good morning. Cold, I think. Oh, okay. My breakfast. The best thing ever. I need lip liner. Hair sunscreen, Kerastase. Okay. Invisible Shield Daily Sunscreen. It's actually invisible. And the sailing begins. We put up the transom and got Dad at the front, making sure nobody got in our way. My dad had many such duties throughout this voyage. The boat watching is always so fun, peeping into other boats and waving at their owners. We started off on motor, obviously to get out of the marina, but also to move forward. The wind was terrible this day. Frankly, there was none of it. However, even with no wind, my dad managed to coerce our skipper, Ben, into going into sailing mode, so it took us like 5 hours to get there instead of 2.5. We were obviously overjoyed at this, but whatever. We had fun. Being on the water is so peaceful, and that's what we were there for, to sail. My dad actually transformed into the most dad character I've ever seen him embody. It's funny, but also just the sweetest thing watching your parents be so passionate and excited about a new project or interest, and Captain Bernie was truly the most fun guy. He really said, "I'm the captain now." He did not let go of the steering wheel for a second. Not one. I'm pretty sure we were on autopilot as well.
Papa, c'est quoi cette musique?
C'est the rhyme of the ancient mariner.
Dad is on aux, unfortunately.
Oh, ça sent bon tes cheveux.
I want to shave my head off.
À date, est-ce que t'aimes ça? Le bat? Ouais, j'adore. Moi aussi, je suis vraiment bien.
With no clear destination, we sailed and sailed and sailed. I napped so well on this boat and laid in the sun. It was pretty cold on the water, honestly, so no tanning was involved. This was really just pure chilling time. Ben made the most yummy orzo salad for lunch, which prompted yet another nap. I really had not slept the night prior. I literally put sunscreen all over my body for no reason.
Quoi? No. Good luck with that.
We're like 3.5 hours in.
Personally. Does it? Bro. Bear, don't bang! Let me see. Still there? Are you guys kidding? No! Where? Oh! Sorry.
Check les filles à droite complètement avec la... Est-ce que...
We eventually, finally, hours later, made it to Isola di Vulcano, our first stop of our tour of the Aeolian Islands off the coast of Sicily.
I saw goats on the...
We hiked up the Vulcano Piano.
Hiking up a volcano. C'est quoi le volcan, papa? supposed to be 45 minutes, but
please excuse the eye rolls and sighs. This was the time of day I like to call I am so done with everyone. Usually it happened around 5 p.m. after we'd spent the whole day together on a boat, no less, with literally zero escape.
I'm dying.
And my mom telling me the volcano was called Volcano was my last straw. But yeah, this hike was so brutal. The heat, the lack of vegetation, the absolute steepness of the trail, it was a sport.
Gains.
The yellow flowers everywhere were so beautiful. That was something that really stood out to me. That's something that always impresses me, how flowers can grow so lusciously on volcano soil because it's super fertile. It just feels antithetical for some reason. My dad is a vlogger also, by the way, so when you see him with his phone up, beware. I have been caught in 4K, as they say, one too many times. I had to force him to go private on Instagram for this very reason.
Holding on by a thread. Also, it smells like eggs and farts.
The dramatics hit a new high when we were faced with the acrid, metallic smell at the very top. Honestly, this hike shaved probably 10 years off my life.
This is the crater, yeah.
I felt like I was ingesting pure metal fumes. It was putrid.
I don't know why people choose to do these hikes.
Despite the theatrics, it was a good challenge and such a cool experience. I really don't mean to be negative. I think this whole trip, I was just in a weird vibe. But I was also on my period, which does not help my mood, so please excuse me. I think some days are just like this, you know? We ended the night on the boat with some charcuterie and snacks, enjoying the final moments of the sunset. Good morning. I am shattered. You can hear in the background the water all night long. But time to get up, time to make a matcha. I think our skipper, Ben, is making crêpe, which is the only reason I'm getting out of bed this morning. I'm also drinking my vitamin C. Let's get up. It smells like heaven. After another most gruesome sleep, my last bad night of sleep, because I got the hang of it afterwards, we had a perfect breakfast of crepes, matcha, granola, fruit, coffee outside. This was one of my favorite parts of the days on the boat, waking up early, having matcha on the water, the peace and quiet of being out at sea, eating breakfast. Having the matcha. We're set to leave within the next 30 minutes, going to Stromboli, where there's that mountain that erupts all the time. It's gonna be about a 4-hour journey. There's more stuff to do, like hikes and stuff. Breakfast on the boat. Did you like the crepes?
They were good. They were made by a Frenchman. They
How
were
you know?
excellent.
They were really good.
Really good.
Chewy.
Really good. Really Nutella-y with a little banana on the side.
Thanks for that description. Bernie! Bon matin.
Oh yeah.
Prête pour une autre journée de voile? Il a dit qu'il allait avoir du moteur aujourd'hui.
Ouais, mais c'est ça. And so we set off to Stromboli, which is indeed a mountain that erupts, otherwise known as a volcano. We had another long voyage that morning after breakfast. Somehow my dad did it again, coerced Ben into putting the sails up, and what could have taken 2 hours took 5 or 6. I spent hours reading, napping, drinking matcha after matcha, watching the water, witnessing my dad micromanage the boat.
Can you leave it, please?
Oh my god, Dad, control freak!
No.
Now look at you.
Lunch was couscous and veggies, which prompted yet another nap. Being on the water with no distractions, I found myself gazing into the blue and out at the coastline for hours upon hours, literally, feeling completely and utterly disconnected. I like to say this trip was a massive opportunity for reflection on my life and my work because I was so distanced from my reality, so far from home and further from the normal beat of my life. Being on the water is so nostalgic for me, and it's also super comforting and grounding, ironically. So I feel like I was really able to come to some realizations about what I want to be doing with my life and how I want to be spending more of my time offline and with others. It sounds basic and simple and obvious maybe, but it wasn't that clear to me before, and I didn't know why I was feeling so shit until I took a break from my routines. It was not an easy month, but I'm so grateful for it because I came to see that how I choose to spend my time and what I choose to put my energy into completely dictates how I feel. Yeah, I mean, it is a choice how you spend your time, so make the choice wisely. This was a little GPS/speed teller, or whatever you call it. Another one of my dad's obsessions was monitoring this, making sure we were respecting the rules of the sea, staying on track, staying safe at our, 3 to 5 knots per hour speed. We finally threw down the anchor towards the end of the afternoon off the coast of Stromboli. For dinner, we went on land. The skipper ride to the shore was anything but dry, but we made it whole and wandered around on our way to the only open restaurant on the island. Sinuous, steep, flowering streets, we climbed to this terrace restaurant and enjoyed the aftermath of the sunset from up high, the pink skies and pastel views.
And also
We got pizza. They were so kind here and remade my pizza when I mistakenly ordered one without tomato sauce, so 8+ for service and for views. We also made a cat friend. There are actually so many cats in Sicily, it's crazy.
Yeah, and we had this sick.
Naturally, we got enough dessert for 10 families and called it a night. We said goodbye to Stromboli at 4 a.m. as we watched its small eruptions from the water. A truly magical experience. Next episode, we spend a lot more time in the water and do more exploring of islands, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
That is the coolest thing I've ever seen.